Importing organizations and contacts into PlanPlus Online and linking them together is fairly simple. In PlanPlus Online you have an organizations tab. Some people will call this accounts, some people will call this companies. We call it organizations here, and you can see this example with Wells Fargo. If we come into Wells Fargo, you'll see that the organization Wells Fargo is linked to the contact Valerie Smith. And in previous videos we've shown how you relate the organizations to contacts one at a time, but now what we want to do is import the organization record and the contact and have the two be linked together. So for example, within our Excel spreadsheet here, this would be a good example of what your Excel spreadsheet would look like. We have organization name and the organization information, and then here you can see the first name of my contact and the last name of my contact and the contact information. So let's go back to our PlanPlus Online account, and we will go to the Account tab and Import/Export. And I'm presented with a few different options here of the style of import that I want to do. The most popular are the Organization CSV, the Contact CSV, and then the Organization Contact Sales Team. So this is going to import our organizations and our contacts, link the two together, and then ultimately we can map who the sales team member is if we're importing for a sales team. So we'll select that option and we're going to choose our file. One thing that is very important to note is that the file that you have must be saved as a CSV file. So here's my contacts and organization CSV file, and I'll go ahead and submit. Now what you're presented with is the mapping page where your CSV header name is the organization name here, and I want to map that to the appropriate field in the PlanPlus Online system. So here, organization name will go to organization name, the category of the organization, that's going to be able to help me flag these records and keep them in certain buckets. As I scroll over, I can continue mapping these fields appropriately, and you can see that all of the fields that I'm presented with from the top to bottom are the organization fields. And then as we scroll over here, let's just go to the contact fields, first name and last name. In the drop down, I then map these to the contact field, first name, contact field, last name there. And I can also put in the email address, and I'll just finish mapping some of these fields for us here. The most important thing to note is that the import style was the organization-contact-sales team, and that will allow us to import these records together. And so that's good for now. I'm going to go ahead and submit this and just show you the example of how it maps the records together. Now that my import is finished, I can come to my Organizations tab and see the summary here. I see the category was imported along with the address. I'll come down to this Franklin Covey here as an example. In the spreadsheet you would have seen that Franklin Covey was the first row and Brandon Dennis was the contact, so those are two are linked together. I can now click on Brandon and it's going to take me into the Contacts tab so I can see his contact information, and then again you see up here at the top left he's linked to Franklin Covey and he's the VP of Operations there. So that's how you import organizations and contacts and keep them linked together. Thanks.